are developing a new generation of entrepreneurs to provide practical tools to teach young people how to build businesses and to create employment for others. In Lagos, the possibilities are endless. Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ o.
Lagos State, in partnership with AGDC, presents Ignite, powered by First Bank and supported by Bank of Industry.
So you've got your business all planned out, every detail in place, and you're revving to go. Then you hit the bane of every single entrepreneur, the almighty M-O-N-E-Y, money. Where are you going to find it? Do you get a partner? Can you approach the banks for a loan? Do you have enough savings to serve as your equity? Or do you have money in your current business to support the new business? What exactly works best for this business? Today, we'll be discussing all of these issues and attempting to find all the information that will help us do this better. My name is Ibukun Awoshika, and it's time to ignite.
Ignite, from dreams to reality. From the great city of Lagos, it's another inspiring episode of Ignite. Practical business advice taking you from dreams to reality. Ignite, from dreams to reality.
Well, our task today is to look at the various ways that we can fund these ideas that we've articulated. We've done all our homework. We've put it together. We've determined that it's viable, but we're trying to find the right kind of money for the right kind of business. And today, we do need expert advice. So I've asked First Bank to support us in enlightening our audience about the approaches or the options that are available beyond the initial seed capital. Now, when you're talking about seed capital, that's the money to test the theory. Remember, we said every business plan is a bundle of assumptions. It's theories you put together, assumptions you have made, that you have tried to gather all sorts of information to prove to a large extent that it can work. Now, having done that, you want to start small because we've said some of those assumptions can prove not to be true, and you will need to tweak your original idea as you move. If you start small, your risk exposure is less, and the chances, the level of money that you will lose is also much smaller. Now, it's not the kind of thing you want to do with a loan, because it means beyond losing everything that you have put in, you're still going to be owing someone. So when you're talking about seed capital, is that money that you need at that very beginning to prove your assumptions or to prove your business plan. And it's always safer that it is done with equity rather than debt. Now, what kind of money can you use as equity at this stage? We're talking about if you've had, like some of the entrepreneurs we've had come to inspire us, if you've had a job experience, if you've had a working life before then, and you're someone who plans ahead, then you should spend time building up some savings towards the business idea that you have. Because it is assumed that you've already predetermined to an extent the level of capital that you will require for that business. and you can save towards that. That's one. In the case where you haven't had the opportunity to get a job and to save from the job for it, the easiest place, and you should always follow the line of least resistance, places where you can be trusted without much effort based on your track record. Because even in your family, if over time you have proven not to be responsible with money, when you come back with a business idea that requires money, people will also not be able to trust you readily. Because the first place where you should get help should be around you. Your immediate family, your uncles, your aunties, your parents, your siblings, who are probably working and have a little more or are willing to put some of their money at risk by investing it in you. Or your friends around you, because sometimes you can share your ideas with people and ask them to be a part of it. They can be investors in your ideas, not necessarily partners. Now, my guest today is Mr. Seyi Oyefeso, who is a Deputy General Manager at First Bank and is in charge of retail for this region. He's going to take you through the many options that are available with being able to source money from a financial institution and the options that they have at First Bank. There are many options that don't necessarily require collateral, which is one of the most feared things, especially for young entrepreneurs, in terms of being able to raise money or finance their business from a financial institution. Seyi is good at doing that. And he will break it down for you in a language that you will understand and in a way that you'll be able to relate to it and walk away from here having the courage and the boldness to walk into a bank. Let's welcome Mr. Oyefeso. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I guess you guys are privileged to have gone through this program. I recognize that one of the greatest challenges in our environment is funding. And it comes from what's been said, that there is this fear of approaching banks, asking banks for loans. Because everybody believes that when you go to the bank, the first thing they ask you is collateral. But the reality of it is that the first thing we look for is your knowledge of your business. How much of your business do you know? Because we are bankers, we've been privileged to speak to a lot of businessmen. We've been privileged to see a lot of businesses. So we tend to learn a lot about what happens in the business world. So when you come to us, the first test for you is the test of self. Convincing us that you know exactly what you are trying to do. Convincing us that you are not attempting to gamble with our money. Convincing us about your person that if you give you the money, you will come back with our money and pay our interest. Those are our priorities. The first consideration is character. Who are you? What have you done in time past? You know, when you approach a banker, start talking about your past. Okay, tell me about your business. What's it like? How have you started? Oh, my uncle gave me this money. I returned it. We'll be looking for how you tell us how you return the money. If you don't tell us how you return the money, we'll start wondering whether you really understand obligations. Yes, it's your uncle. But your uncle is not a free giver. He expects value for money. He expects that when you come to him and borrow money, you pay back. So you must learn the habits of paying back. And that comes from what you're going to put the money into. Don't get into anything frivolous. One of the biggest challenges of Nigerian businessmen is that they take money. The next thing is they get tired of their car. Here is a man who has not gotten money all this while. He's been working, he's been jumping bus. Now he's gotten bank loan. He will sit in the comfort of his house. He will dial the taxi service. your capital is growing. So cut out all those things. Once you prioritized your needs and you know what you want to do, and you can convince the bank you know, we're going to ask you a lot of questions about it. We'll come from the pessimistic side because in most cases, your business plan is extremely optimistic. We will ask you the questions of what if. When you pass all that test, we now sit down and say, okay, let's dimension the business itself. What are the equipments you need? I take it that we are talking to people who don't have collateral.
How many people have collateral here? Sorry, sir. How many people have collateral here? Yeah, you're talking to people without collateral.
These are people who don't have collateral, but necessarily the business must go on.
Yes.
I take it that I'm talking to people who are willing to start small.
How many people are willing to start small? Okay, you're talking to the right people. That's all of us here.
Now, if you're willing to start small, you won't ask me to roll out the millions. Because the question is, I'll ask you how much money you've tried before. If you have not handled 100,000 before, and you are telling me to put a 1 million naira in your way, I'll probably ask you to try Baba Jebu. But if what you're asking me to put money into is practical, then I know you are serious, then I know I can partner with you.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
When searching for a good bank, you have to be very discerning, so you don't get one thing and miss out on others. Well, your search is over at First Bank. We offer a variety of products and services made with you in mind. From flexible loans, easy access to cash, bill payments from anywhere in the world, to savings for the little ones. Make that switch today. Contact us to learn more about the many products and services we have designed for your convenience. First Bank, truly the first.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
Bank loan? No. I don't think I'll go for that.
Well, I believe if you have the right collateral and your business is viable, just as we've been taught, most banks would want to do business with you.
I don't really consider getting loans from bank.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
A lot of reasons why people cannot access loan in banks stems from the people themselves and their attitude and their beliefs. Well, the second thing we'll always look for, what is your own commitment into this transaction?
Have we spoken about that before?
I will not give you my money 100%. You must bring something you must deny yourself of something. You must bring something that must cost you a little bit. That way I know that we are in it together. We either swim together or we sink together. But I'm not willing to go it all alone. So your capital is very important to me. Because that's your commitment. You know, when you take something that costs you something, that pinches you, you are not going to play games with it. You will take the business serious. You won't be a boutique owner that will not come to shop until 12. And shop boys and shop girls will wipe you out. You won't be that salon owner who will just say, okay, what's happening there? You must be prepared to get your hands dirty. That's one of the reasons I will give you money.
Getting your hands dirty is not the bribery and corruption. Getting your hands dirty here is
work.
Getting involved in the work.
Work. If you tell me you want to set up a boutique, the first question I ask you, do you know how to do it? Or you just want to hire people and be at people's